Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We have a Zerg! Oh my god. And it's actually fantastic to see. This is Soma, who is in military duty right now. That doesn't mean he can't play games in his free time. And he actually has been grinding on the ladder a bit. Just to make it clear, when you're in the military, you can't make money, right? So he can't stream, he can't enter tournaments that have prizes, things like that. But playing the ladder, totally fine. A lot of players end up doing that during their military service. Not all of them. You know, some different military positions are better for it than others. It just kind of depends. I'm actually not sure what he was assigned to in the military. I never checked. But yeah, Soma, one of the very best Zergs in the world. And he's going to be going up against Flash. So that should be kind of fun. I'm really glad that Soma's practicing, by the way. It was a huge hit to Zerg players when he went to military. Soma has been taking the game more seriously than a lot of the Zergs, and he actually makes more guide content for up-and-coming Zerg players, like, you know, just people that want to practice and get better, than all the other Zergs, like, put together. So that's, like, to lose that really would suck. It's like, for Terran, for instance, Light makes the most guides. Right? For Protoss, no one makes guides. It's actually hilarious. And in fact, every Protoss I've talked to said Light has the best Protoss guides. And then for Zerg, it's mostly been Soma making really good guides. So yeah, it was sad to see him go to the military because of that, and that does hurt the scene in general. But yeah, the fact that he's practicing right now, you know, it's clear that Soma's going to return to StarCraft when he's out of military. So anyways, we're on Retro. And Soma does go for an overpool. So overpool is just like it's a good safe build, right? Like you're not going to die to like an 8 racks or something like that. And Flash is just going to single barracks in his main base, sending that SCV out. We'll see if he goes second depot. Yeah, there's the second depot down there, and he's going to send the second SCV scout up to the north. Just a very normal scout pattern here from Flash. He'll find Soma a little bit late, but he'll know exactly what's going on. And against which he will not make a bunker or anything. He'll just produce some Marines and go for the command center. I'm actually kind of excited to see if Flash plays SK Terran or he wants to do one of his mech plays. We've seen a lot of mech switches coming out of Flash, very different ones as well. And occasionally on some maps he'll go mech first, but those are very specific maps that have extra mineral patches and sometimes the gas in a certain location at the natural. It's very mineral intensive to go into mech early on. You got to make everything kind of fit. If you can't get, you know, 2 factory Goliath pumping before you make turrets, it's not worth it. And yeah, even if you can do that, it's like, well, you know, how good is my economy? It's hard to make straight mech work, but these mech switches have been pretty strong so far. So anyways, you can see here, no bunker or anything. He's just producing Marines. He's made his command center on the high ground. There's the additional depot just to make sure he can produce nonstop. No map vision other than the single SCV, but he's keeping track, right? What's popping out of the eggs? Do we have drones coming out? He'll probably pop down here at some point and just make sure that there's some drones down here, because otherwise that means he's sneaking Zerglings. But yeah, these few Marines that are out do kind of push these Zerglings back. Flash getting pretty good intel with this. Like, honestly, when you're at Flash's level, when you see this, you know, okay, I've seen every mineral. I know what he has. And in fact, kills these 2 Lings. So, starts to move out with the Marines for a counterattack, but I don't think he'll actually go the whole way. There is an Overlord here to watch specifically for this. And Flash actually just turns around there. Second rack's coming up. There's the Academy. You can tell the Academy, like, this is one of Flash's main builds nowadays, is making these early, or these extra Marines early on with slightly later Academy. And a lot of times he forces a sunken, but we haven't seen that here out of Soma. Soma does have Zergling speed, so he is pretty safe. Doesn't feel like he needs a sunk. Spire here on the way. Bunker going to be going up for Flash, keeping himself very, very safe. eBay gets started pretty much as late as you can start it. And there's the Academy finishing up right around 5 minutes. So he'll throw down at least one comsat. Like, I would throw down 2 here for sure. No, he doesn't throw down any. Okay, my bad. I guess he's felt like he's actually gotten enough intel at this point that there's no way that it's Lurker. Thing is, if you... Okay, there are the comsats. He's going to have to start the turrets blind, though, without the scan ahead of time. So that's why I was talking about the comsats. Like, most builds are lined up to scan right before you start the turrets so that you can confirm that it's not Lurker and you get your turrets up just in time. Here, he's getting his turrets going, and he'll scan afterwards. Sometimes what you can do is scan and then cancel some turrets that didn't finish yet, right? So he scans. Yeah, he knows that it's Muta now. So, no worries about that. Looks like everything's timed out well. Armor on the way here for Soma. Little group of mutas coming around. Now, range +1 on the way, just 2 barracks. I think he's going to go for factory here pretty quickly. I guess if you scan and it's just mutas being made, I could see a 3rd barracks going up. That's something Sharp was doing for a while that I actually think is really good, but it's kind of gone out of the meta. There's a lot of 2 racks into factory builds right now. But anyways, Soma diving on the bunker and deciding, you know what, he loses a muta in there and he takes some other damage and uses up his lings to get rid of that bunker. Flash might just remake it. Right? If he were to lose all this, the game will die. The game will basically end. No, the game will die. He will die because he's only got 2 barracks, so he can't really replace his Marine medic. So like a bunker makes you feel very good here. But of course, he's such an optimizer. So he did start that factory. 3rd racks afterwards. We should see him get back into SCV production pretty soon here as well. Just kind of microing here against the mutas. See, I'm a little bit nervous about this. This is, in general, when you're on 2 racks, not a good move to be out here microing against the mutas. You just have so few Marines. And again, if they kill all this off, it takes so long to get more, like another standing army. It just, you can't really do too much. So going to restart that turret. Marine's going to run home. 1 starport on the way. I think he will start a second. Oops. Sorry, my control a little bit off here today. Now, the muta's coming in, and they're really reducing this. See, this is why I felt like you should make that bunker again. Look at how low the Marine count is getting. This is the killer instinct that Soma has that so few Zerg players have right now. Super, super decisive play. I think in many ways, Soma is kind of the spiritual successor to what Jaedong was in his prime. Where it's like very good macro with unbelievable, decisive, great micro, right? And like he's dealing a lot of damage. 36 SCVs is pretty darn low. Picking off the SCVs, making these starports. Oh man, and he finds this area. Soma's just going to take this game, I think. Like, yeah, you have 4 barracks production. He has great turrets here, great turrets here. But this is a lot of mutas, and they're dealing a hell of a lot of damage. Look at this. He's got this additional base up here. He's got Lurker on the way. Diving on turrets now. Full 12 mutas in here. Or even more. That was 13 mutas in there. Going to end up losing some of them, but the amount of damage being dealt, like 31, this is what you have for turrets like 4 minutes before here. Flash is getting really, really far behind. Now, a few things I mentioned. There's not many Zergs that could really do this against Flash, and not many Zergs really utilize a style like this right now at the top level. Like, it's more of a ladder Zerg thing. But, yeah, this has been great execution from Soma, and I feel like he's so far ahead at this point. 26 SCVs. What are you even supposed to do? Flash right now, yeah, I think he was just, it was kind of sinking in. So here's my genuine take. I think that Flash here, the critical part was not remaking the bunker, right? So right now it's really trendy to go for 2 barracks, and you get your comm stats, you get stim, You get 2 to 4 medics. You get +1 range, and then you go factory. So your factory is always going to be around maybe 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Here, let's jump up to there. 625. Right, see, he's spent it. There's the 100 gas. There's the bunker going down, right? These are the crucial moments. So he's definitely gonna, right? Okay, so there it is. Right as soon as he got rid of the mutants, but he had the gas. So this is very popular right now, right? And what this allows you to do is make enough turrets that the mutants can't really hurt you while still having enough bio that you don't die, and getting out your factory quickly so that you can decide what you want to do. Is it a tank push? Is it Valkyries? Is it science vessels? Do you want to get a quick drop off? Whatever it might be, right? There's a million branches, but the whole thought process is that the third Rax doesn't do anything anymore because the Mutalisk Micro is so good, the decision making is so good, you can't even really pressure with it. Now, when you go for the 2 Rax play, you have to make sure that you maintain it. You can't trade units, okay? And this is what I saw wrong with Flash, which it's kind of weird because I'm like, yeah, this is like, I don't know. Flash might just be testing something, but it's something where I'm like, I mean, Flash knows this. If I know this, Flash knows this, right? But like, he moves out here. His range is almost done, right? It's about to finish. Here, and range is done. Okay, so no engage, range is done. He's got this Bioforce. The thing is, this move, like, I guess if he had literally stopped Mutalisk production, was making lurkers right now, this move would be borderline okay, I would say. Here, he's still making mutas, right? You can't tell an upgrade's on the way, but whatever. You're never moving across with this. So now you've let Soma in between your Bioforce and your reinforcement points. I feel like what you're looking to do when you're getting up this quicker tech, maintain your Marine count, get into your tech, and then you have a good enough Marine count to bring your tech out on the map. But here, like, Flash is playing so unbelievably greedy. He's like, well, I'm going to attack your mutas and tech and not defend by remaking a bunker. So he loses, like, he had 12 Marines there, and he's lost 6. And then the mutas are just kind of doing whatever the hell they want. He's got his 3rd gas going up, right? So he can make, like, unlimited mutas, basically. And look at this. Look at that. That's like 6. Kills more than 10 Marines there. 10 to 12 Marines right there. If you have a bunker here, that literally never happens, and you still have a big Bioforce, and you can block them from coming in here and doing this. You can block them from killing these. You can block them from getting down here. And that's where Soma wins the game, right? It was shaving off 6 Marines up here and then shaving off like 10 Marines right here. And all this, it's like a little bit of an overextension and not rebuilding a 100 mineral bunker. Everyone makes mistakes in StarCraft, even Flash. And this is actually one of the more common mistakes, is the amount that players like to skip bunkers. In the early game, it matters more. When you're up here in 40 plus SCVs, you can spend the 100 minerals, right? If it saves you 2 Marines, it's already been pretty good. All right. But of course, there's a little bit more to it than that. I'm being a bit facetious. You know, sometimes by not having a bunker, you bait units to come in more often. Whereas if you over-defend, they'll just not attack, and then they can be more greedy in that way. But yeah, a bunker generally isn't what does that. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed. It's good to see Soma playing. I know he's been playing for a couple weeks. I haven't really seen any games that he's played that I wanted to take a look at. But here he was against Flash. So hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.